New home construction screeches to a halt. What the heck is a shadow Fed president? And Lennar counters the slowdown with the largest incentives we've seen since the Great Recession. There's tons to unpack here and tons to understand. Let's dig in. Like we said, guys, a million headlines last week, too many, quite frankly, but the good news is we pulled the most impactful ones and we will distill it all down for you. Home sales missed the mark, revisions were negative, and builder confidence is dropping. But here's the thing. Behind those numbers is a playbook you could actually leverage to help us get more business now. Builders are pulling back. Housing permits and starts are stuck at recessionary levels and confidence among builders is low. But why? Well, several reasons, but mainly due to mortgage rates still hovering around the 7% range. Not to mention builders are getting squeezed on profit margins, but here is what people are missing. New home sales haven't crashed. They've stayed in a tight range for many years. What changed is their appetite for risk. Builders are doing everything they can to protect their margins and keep their labor force intact. But if rates do not fall closer to 6%, we could see construction slow even further. We're sitting at a pivotal point right now. As you can see, we have 120,000 completed units for sale. Now, that's still half of the alarming 2008 numbers, but right at all-time previous highs. I don't know. I think it's kind of good news for buyers if you ask me. Now, let's talk Lennar. They're the second largest builder in the country. While others are pausing, Lennar is pushing forward. Their strategy is to keep sales volume high, even if it means taking a hit on their margins. How, you may ask? Well, they're spending big. 13% of the final sales price is going towards incentives right now. That's nearly $60,000 on a $450,000 home. And it's working. They're gaining market share while other builders are waiting for rates to fall. That's a really interesting blueprint, and it seems to be working. They know that once you lose momentum, it's really hard to get it back. Lennar is choosing consistency over short-term profitability, and it's forcing everyone else to adjust. So what does that mean to realtors, lenders, buyers, and sellers? If you're a realtor, your buyer might be able to get a better deal from a builder versus resale. Use that in your conversations. Help them understand the incentives and help them negotiate better terms. This is not a time to sit on the sidelines. If you're a lender, this is your chance to lean in. Builders are sitting on homes that are permitted but not started. They're just waiting. Show them how your products can help move that inventory. Offer creative solutions. Build partnerships now before the next rate cycle. And if you're a listing agent, be realistic. Builders are changing the comps. Incentives are impacting neighborhood values. Price too high and your seller may end up chasing the market down. Price smart and you still have a shot to win. Here's the bottom line, guys. The market's not broken. It's just changing. Builders are adjusting, rates are sticky, but the professionals who move quickly and adapt with clarity are the ones who win. And interesting enough, there may be light on the horizon. The president has reportedly launched something called Operation Shadow Fed President. News broke that he has already identified several candidates to replace Jerome Powell and plans to influence the direction of Fed policy even before an official appointment is made. What's the goal? Well, push a more dovish tone in the markets and break the grip of this restrictive policy. The idea is to publicly lay out a future path of rate cuts and looser policy. That alone could begin influencing the bond market and soften mortgage rates even before the actual change at the Fed has taken place. If labor data weakens, this new strategy could speed up the market's expectations for lower rates. Bond traders are already watching closely, and Morgan Stanley just forecasts 7 rate cuts in 2026 starting in March. This is a completely different rate environment than we've been living through since 2022, and maybe, just maybe, housing gets some love. The Fed has largely ignored recessionary data in housing, but a new Fed leadership team may not. They could finally acknowledge how critical housing is to consumer confidence, the GDP, and to the American dream. That shift alone could be a massive win for the market and a shot in the arm for everyone that works in this space. I don't want to jinx anything because we've had several fall summits already,